got a little bit of research done, and it is time for game one, attempt number 2 between Mana and Bomber.
How does it feel to be the voice that thousands of guys listen to instead of their girlfriends?
Make me sound like the enemy, but no, I'm the friend. Well, I don't know, because honestly, I don't really do anything that different, and I don't actually get to see that many people that end up, tuning into the daily. I mean, for me, once the daily's done, I'll kind of do what I would always do, maybe play some games in the evening or watch a TV show or something like that. What's really fun is to come to an event like this where people are just so nice. That's probably my favorite part, is that everyone is ridiculously, ridiculously nice. I mean, I remember one time I accidentally displayed my password on screen during my stream. So what someone did was log into my account and just suggest a automated like RFID tag and then just log out again. And that was it. That's the worst that's ever happened. So for me, I mean, it's great to get the chance to connect with a whole bunch of people who honestly share a real similar experience to me. It's a great way to just meet people and hang out and have a good time.
Wow, what a class act. Bomber getting some fans here showing, no, that's no big deal. I'll just play him again and probably win.
Is it hard, like when you're sitting alone, casting at home, like imagining all these people watching your stream?
No, I actually block it out. I mean, for me, the saying I always use is that the crowd is my friend, right? All the people who are on there are just fun, enthusiastic people who are there to have a good time. I mean, there's very, very few trolls who show up. Honestly, the biggest roadblock for me is when I end up not living up to one of my own expectations, when I start casting and I'm like, oh God, that doesn't make any sense. What am I talking about? Because I'm supposed to be like an educator and an analyst. I'm supposed to be illuminating all the lights on all the weird strategies going on. But sometimes my brain will be a little bit off. So that's the biggest battle for me.
But we see a ton of Marauders. His target firing the bunker, will he be able to take it down? It's in the orange health. It's getting increasingly lower, but no, Bomber looks like he will hold and defend his name.
Do you apply a lot of pressure on yourself, like before casting?
I mean, I do put a really, really high bar on myself, and I try to be very sensitive to my own performance. And honestly, my biggest hater is me. Trying to make sure that I improve constantly and always, taking feedback and looking at data and seeing the best way to improve. But I think it's pretty important not to put too much pressure on yourself. I want to do a good job, but I don't really have any ritual where I'm like, all right, Sean, like really trying to pump myself up, because that honestly, in my experience, has always had a counterproductive effect, especially in my experience playing in the tournament scene, in the StarCraft 1 days. The more pumped up and hyped up I would try to get, and the more I'd be like, you got to play perfectly, Sean. Generally, the worse I would do. So I think it's important to let go a lot of those fears and self-pressures.
What do you do to relax?
Play StarCraft is one. I listen to a ton of electronic music. Trent Moeller, one of my absolute favorites from Copenhagen. And I like comic books as well. And honestly, I play a lot of just board games, a lot of card games, watching TV shows. I mean, pretty typical. But I think the most exciting is I recently have been playing dodgeball in a league, which is totally awesome. And let me tell you, if you thought that you could handle getting hit in the face with a rubber ball, you're wrong. If you are a grown man, you will cry. Oh, it's terrible. And everyone lets you sit out, and they're nice to you. They understand. It's a real manly sport.
So is it anything like the movie Dodgeball?
The pain, yes. The competitiveness, not really. It's intended to be sort of a goofy, fun game. But every now and again, you'll get that one guy who cares way more than everyone on his team. And that makes for some great entertainment.
Do you get like the same adrenaline from casting as you get from playing yourself?
No, playing is an entirely different kind of adrenaline. Playing is... it's this indescribably awesome feeling when you have to perform incredibly well. If you slip up at all, you're done. And if you can manage to pull off that win, it's this miraculous rush of endorphins. We're just like, oh my gosh, I had to play perfectly, and I did. Oh, that's so great. For me, what's really fun about the casting is the story and the excitement. I mean, for me, it's honestly as much an expression of my own fanboyism as it is me trying to communicate to the crowd what's fun about the match. So it's a lot more about that sort of fun entertainment value when I'm doing the commentary.
What's the most crazy matchup you've casted yet?
Today it would definitely be the Nama versus Empire Koss game, where Empire Koss was basically losing for like 35 minutes, and then he started to slowly advance more and more forward, and then he won, and it was just insane, relentlessly continuing to play in that match. It's very easy to just give up and think, I'll try again in the next game, but Koss refused and managed to pull a nice win.